So these are all the vacuums at Big Lots. So I've never been to Big Lots before, but they seem to. Good news is they have vacuums, so that's good. But yeah, so as far as the ones on display, they got these Dirt Devils. I think this one was it the Quickback. I haven't seen this one before. I've seen this one. I've seen this one, the Direct Power. This one seems to be a fairly common one. Of course, I got all the boxes. I got that Bissell sweep up they've been selling for 100 years. Some handhelds, some little lighter weight machines. Bissell Featherweight, I've had a couple of these in the past. These are actually pretty nice. Maybe I would buy this one, but it's 25 bucks. I'm not really going to pay that much for it, especially not right now. All your various cleaning solutions. Bissell Power Groom Bagless, this is kind of like the famous one among Bissell collectors that's known for being a Big Lots exclusive. They don't have any in stock right now, at least not that I can see. But this is the actual machine. Looks a lot like a Power Force Helix Turbo, because it basically is. It's literally just a Power Force Helix Turbo, but without the turbo brush, and it's blue instead of red. So that's the only difference that I can see. Has all the same attachments. Does it have the... Yeah, it has that little stubby crevice tool that's not very good. Does lock in properly. This one, that's model number 68C77. Manufactured 162nd day of 2018. So that's the Power Groom Bagless. This is kind of like the most famous one. Of course, we got the Clean View. This one just says Clean View, but it's marked Clean View Plus. Whatever. So this is one pass, famous Bissell, or infamous, depending on who you ask. Turbo brush, weird hose design, weird handles design. This is the 1822 model. This one was manufactured on the 220th day of 2017. This one's an 8-amp motor, just like the Power Groom. Or actually, is the Power Groom an 8-amp motor, or is this a 10-amp motor? This is a 12-amp motor. So the Power Groom is actually a 12-amp motor, which is interesting. The Power Force Helix Turbo that this is modeled after had a 10-amp motor for a while, then it had an 8-amp motor. So that's one thing I actually learned that's new today, is that these have 12-amp motors. I did not know that. At least this one does, this one that's on display. So if you want a 12-amp Bissell for a good price, if you specifically want a 12-amp, then I guess get the Power Groom Bagless. I much prefer the Power Groom Multicyclonic. I've been trying to find one of those, because those are really nice. But this is, this is there if you want it. It's got the same Helix system as, like I said, the Power Force Turbo. They also got the Clean View Rewind, so they have a rewind version. Pretty much identical machine, nonetheless. It's got the triple action brush, which is triple action because I'm assuming it has 3 sets of brushes, and I like the colors. But of course it has this clear window that's going to cloud through and look terrible after a while. It's got the cord rewind. This one's missing the attachments. This one is model 1819, manufactured 147th day of 2017. This one is an 8-amp motor as well. Got the Bissell Proheat 2X Revolution. This one looks like a solid machine. I wonder if this is... Oh. They're playing Imagine Dragons on the radio, that's cool. Well, this is clearly not on there correctly. I wonder how heavy this is. I've heard this is really light. Well, based on me trying to lift it right now, it's not very light. This one's 200. Then you got a Hoover Power Dash pet carpet washer. Never seen this before. We got the classic Hoover Elite Rewind. Well, it says Elite Rewind, but the front of it just says Rewind. I've had this machine before. I don't know if I've had this red version. I know you guys saw I had the purple version back when it was actually called Elite Rewind, but it's essentially the same machine. I do really like this machine. So this is a very solid Hoover machine, and it's definitely a solid machine for the price. And I would even say this is probably a lot better than the original Elite Rewind that came out about a decade ago. I know some people will probably debate me on that, but that's fine. This one has a superior cyclonic system. One thing I love about this is that the cyclone assembly is extremely easy to open up and clean properly all the way down to every single bare element. You can completely strip the cyclone assembly apart with just a Phillips head screwdriver. It's fantastic. It's absolutely amazing, and I really like that about it. The only thing I don't like about this, number one, why is the cord not? Did someone jam the cord in on this one? But either way, this clip back here tends to break because I have a similar version right now, the Whole House Elite, and this clip is broken. These clips tend to break very frequently, but it is also nice to have because unlike the friction fit, this will not wear down over time. But the disadvantage is that now you have a clip to worry about breaking. So I would actually, in that sense, I would actually prefer a friction fit. And of course, it has this really weird ductwork for this hose, but it gets the job done. So it's still a solid machine. It's got this tiny little brush on it. Isn't that cute? So that's the Hoover Elite Rewind. They do have this one in stock. This one's $100. For $100, you could either get this or the CleanView Plus. To be honest, even though I like Bissell, if it was between those two machines, and I want to get a bagless machine for $100, I'd honestly probably go with the Rewind because I believe it has a much better filtration system, probably just as good in terms of cleaning, if not better. Better hose to an extent, and it also has a turbo brush. Actually, this one also has a turbo brush. Never mind, they both have turbo brushes. I do like the turbo brush on the Bissell more, but if it's my money for $100, I'd go the Elite Rewind, even being a Bissell fan. We got the Hoover Wind Tunnel Airlift. That's a bit different. This is weird, never seen this one before. Then of course we have these lovely Sharks that everyone loves so much that are absolutely atrocious. Of course they got a bunch of them. Actually, yeah, there's literally this entire section just nothing but Shark. So we got all these terrible, horrible Shark machines. Horrible design, way too narrow, terrible filter quality, terrible handle design. What is this? Seriously? What is that? Just overall not a very good vacuum for the price. Even at only $160. Even at $140. These are just not good machines. I don't know why these are still being sold. They're terrible. I've seen so many issues with these. The customer service of Shark has been absolutely atrocious. These filters are okay, I guess. Not really. These brush rolls constantly have issues. These hoses constantly have issues. Machine is way too narrow, constantly falls over when you try to use the hose. See, this one at least has like a normal kind of hose setup. So this one I could actually kind of like because it doesn't have the handle setup, which does not work on these machines very well. But yeah, so that's the Sharks. And we got the Shark little Dyson competitors. You got the competitor to the V8 Fluffy with its little fluffy thing. Very, very fluffy. Very soft. Very pleasant. Shark Rotator Professional Lift Away. If you're going to buy a Shark, probably get this one. It is probably the best one. Actually, no. It's kind of hard to tell the difference. They're all really not that good. But at least this one, the issues with it falling over during use isn't as bad as these super narrow ones. It's still bad, but it's not as bad. So you pay a lot more. But at this price, you can get a lot of better machines for this price. Just don't do it to yourself. Anyways, so I noticed that these are marked Shark, Hoover, Bissell, and Dirt Devil. So those are all the vacuums at Big Lots. Didn't really feel like doing this video, but you know what? The one I did at Walmart got a lot of views. So figured it's something quick that I can do, but yeah, so those are all the vacuums that are at Big Lots right now as of May of 2019.